Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm that doll guy and Batwoman is not facing front. Anyway, welcome back to my channel. I have been talking about, I've been showing a few of my custom one-of-a-kind characters, and I wanted to show you one of my newest and actually some of my oldest. I don't think I've featured them on a video yet. I think I collected some of these, helped design them maybe a while ago when I didn't think about featuring them. I don't know if I've ever done videos on them or not, and I haven't gone back and looked. So, but I wanted to show today, the reason for my video today is to show off my Golden Age custom one-of-a-kind Batman character that I created. Let's just say dolls, okay? Yeah, because I am that doll guy. So let's just say dolls. Action figures. No, they're dolls. But anyway, so I wanted to kind of my original goal was to show off my, talk a little bit about how I made this custom one-of-a-kind 1940s Golden Age Batman, but I realized that I have the whole 1950s slash 60s Batman family here, well, except for Batmite and Bat-Hound, and a few others, you know, like Commissioner Gordon and I can't think of who else, Alfred. But anyway, so let's talk about the main character first, Batman here. So as you can see, he is just an exact copy. What I used was the 2012 pink label Ken Batman, but I just wanted to kind of tell you a little bit about what I did, and if you ever want to kind of replicate and start making your own one-of-a-kind superheroes, I'll just kind of tell you what I did. So, like I said, everything is the same. All of his pieces are the same, but all I did was I used spray paint on his cowl, a glossy black. That is, I believe, the Rust-Oleum ×2 or 2 times glossy black. And I did the same for his boots here, which were originally... You're so cute, I can't resist you. I'm trying to make a video. This is my grandpuppy, Rosie, for those of you who have not seen my babies. I have 3 babies. I have 2 Chihuahuas and this gal who we think is actually a Papillon. She was originally touted as a long-haired teacup Chihuahua, but we think she's actually a Papillon. We're not quite sure. If you know anything about dogs, maybe you can tell me, but she has got the little butterfly ears and the little palm tail, and she's my baby. Her mommy currently lives in the state of Washington, in the Spokane Valley. I'm in Michigan, so one of these days, when we get the logistics figured out, this gal may move with her mommy. Well, eventually she should move with her mommy to Washington. But anyway, so let's get back to our dolls here. So the boots and the cowl were spray painted by the Rust-Oleum ×2 very carefully. You know, what I do is I put the boots on thick handled paint brushes, and I kind of just put them in. This is so ghetto. I mean, I can't believe I'm telling you this, but I put them in Dixie cups filled with like spare coins for my change bowl to weigh it down. And I just kind of, I kind of hold the paintbrush with them on the ends on the handle and kind of spray it. So, you know, I mean, they're hard to hold. So then I kind of just shove it in these little Dixie cups of change upside down so they can dry. Oh, good Lord. I can't believe I'm telling you that. But anyway, then for the gloves and the cape, everything here is they're originally kind of like a blue cap. Oh, and the trunks. So I took my original plan. I took some fabric markers, and I just tried to paint them, and it didn't take because the cape is nylon, the trunks are nylon, and I saw that it just wasn't setting. Like the color was running, and it was kind of just weird. So I went and I got some Rit Dymore. I believe it was. I want to say the color was slate. It wasn't black. It's black, but they call it something else. I want to say it's slate or graphite, maybe graphite. It was a weird name. It wasn't called black, but that's what I used. So I used that to dye the cape and the gloves and the trunks. I can't remember what I did. They kind of maintained their color. I can't remember how I did those now, but I did have to very carefully kind of wash those up because I didn't want to get the fabric marker pen to bleed into the tights. So that was kind of precarious, but I pulled it off okay. As you can see, they turned out fine, and it still kept its black color. The cape and the gloves are a little bit, you know, they're black, not as black as I think the cowl and the boots are, but they still work. They still work. The back might have maintained more. Yeah, see the back, it's got that shiny, so it didn't really absorb dye, nor did it take to the fabric marker. So it still has kind of like the blue, oh, shift, that's what they call it, the blue shift in it. I remember my words, my fabric words. But anyway, so, but by and large, I think the look says 1940s Batman. And the emblem was a whole thing. I kept the original utility belt, obviously. The emblem was a whole thing. So that original bat signal with the yellow circle with the bat inside, that was the original decal that they had from the TV series Batman. So what I did was I soaked that uniform for a very long time in just 91% isopropyl rubbing alcohol. Let it sit, and I kind of just took, like, I don't know if I used my fingernail or a Q-tip. I kind of just tried to like get the adhesive. Well, first I had to get that iron off, and then I had the adhesive, kind of the circle. You can still see a little bit of with the imprint, but the residue is not there. That's just, I think, the pressure from the heat treatment when they put the original emblem on. So it took a little while to kind of eat away at that that adhesive residue. And I believe, and as I'm thinking while I'm filming this, I think I did this before I obviously did the dye to the trunks and the stuff. Like that was like one of the first things I did was to get this logo off, because I wanted to know if I should even proceed, because I wasn't sure if I'd get it off. Because I knew that we needed to do, you know, the Golden Age 1940s original emblem that he had in the Golden Age of comics, and in the 1940s serials that they had. I can't remember who starred in it or anything about it, but I do know there's some old black and white serials, that they, as they called them, movies, reels, loops, I don't know, Batman Adventures. And so what I did with this was, to make this, is I just printed off on Google Images a 1940s emblem, a logo, and then I printed off on cardstock. Then I had that, they call it, it's craft vinyl. I call it adhesive craft vinyl. They call it removable vinyl. It's got the paper backing with the adhesive. I just got black. It's a little bit shiny, but you know, that's the only option that I had. And then I kind of traced the emblem on the paper side, cut it out with scissors, and then I kind of just removed the paper backing and just stuck it on his chest. So that was that. So that's my Golden Age or / Silver Age Batman, because this incarnation of the there's Maisie Lynn. Maisie, say hi to everybody. May. Say hi to everybody. So that was what he looked like in this iteration of the Batman family from the 60s. So it's my Batman. Then I have here Kathy Kane, Batwoman, way before Kate Kane. She premiered in 1950. She was created in 1955, premiered in 1966, in Detective Comics number 233. The doll that I used, definitely a reproduction of who, though? I can't remember. I know she came with like a teal kind of fashion, maybe like a cocktail hostess outfit, brocade. The name escapes me right now, so what doll I use. But if you're a Barbie expert, you might be able to tell. And so my friend Tanya Lawrence from Spain, she actually made this Batwoman costume for me to my specifications. I may do different boots later. These are nice. They're nice and they're great in photos, but I think I might do some 2004 those Batgirl boots, those hard plastic ones. I might use a utility knife and kind of cut them down, scalp them like the top, like Kathy Kane had, and kind of just paint them red, and then pop those on. So, and then, oops, I just go. Being a Chihuahua baby daddy, there's just toys underneath me. Her mask was, and again, this is when I first started doing, yes, that's what that was. The mask was, this is when I first started doing customs, and I didn't know what I was doing. So this mask is that temporary or adhesive vinyl I kind of folded over to make it not adhesive, if that makes sense, the two sticky sides together, and give it like a little bit of a thicker kind of thing. Then I kind of just hand drew a mask based on how she looked from the comic books. And then I kind of just did it, then I just kind of traced it on and then cut it out. But the finish wasn't perfect. It wasn't great. It didn't look great. So I just kind of covered it with red glitter. This is regular glitter, but as I've kind of honed my skills, I kind of like fine, ultra fine glitter. So she may get, I think she probably will get a mask redo later. They have that new foam paper or foam sheets that are thin but thicker and sturdier. So I might actually use that, and we'll try that. So she has a satin lined cape in yellow. And my friend Tanya likes to add a little pizzazz, and I like all sparkle too. So she has a sequined red cape that she created. She has the scalloped hand-sewn gloves, her bat purse, her bat compact, the belt, which I made that emblem. I wasn't a fan of what she originally had, so I just kind of placed out like more of that vinyl. But I think I might take that off and replace it because it's a little bit wavery looking. Like when I sealed it, the sealer kind of made the vinyl waver a little bit, crinkle, I don't know what you call it. So I might redo that with foam sheets as well. I gave like a little glitter center to try to tie it together with the cape. So that's my Kathy Kane Batwoman. She is a bend leg, straight arm, just like from, you know, like the American Girl dolls from the 60s, the Barbies. Then I have a reproduction of the No Bangs Francie. That's my Betty Kane. And this costume was also made by Tanya Lawrence with original Francie shoes for the boots, the little ankle boots. And this gal has her, if you know Betty Kane from the 60s, the very first Batgirl before Barbara Gordon. She has her red utility bag, I'm sorry, green. It was originally red and I painted it. Tanya got the colors, I think, a little bit mixed up on this one. So she had red gloves and a red bag, and in the comics they were green. So I used some green fabric paint to paint the gloves green, and I actually used the fabric paint to paint the bag, and it gave it a nice, sturdy, hard finish so it won't peel, or it kind of just, it really actually made the thing more sturdy along with the gloves, so they'll never fray. And a nice, cute, scalloped cape in a polyester that I kind of like. It's kind of shiny and very flowy, so that was a nice touch that Tanya did for me. And I did the mask the same way. The masks are held a little teeny tiny. I'm going to show you my secret. A little teeny tiny, if you can see it, a little ball of talcum gum on the inside. I just roll a little ball on the inside of the mask, and I just stick it on the bridge of their nose, and that's how it holds. And then I also made her belt with just some green ribbon, and then I made that from the vinyl as well and glittered it. But again, that's the big chunky glitter. I thought I'd give it like lots of sparkle and kind of just a little pizzazz. But as I've honed my skills, like I said, I think I like the ultra fine a little bit better. Just kind of gives it like a more polished look. So we might see a redo of her belt and her mask as well. And then my Robin I cannot take any credit for. He is a 12-inch reproduction of the Mego, a reproduction of the 8-inch Robin in a 12-inch version from Mego from the 70s. But this was made by Figures Toy Company, and I believe, I don't know, he might be harder to find now, but I got him on eBay for like 30 bucks, free shipping. So he was a good buy, and he's all original. Body is not the best. It's not as, you know, posable. Even though it's articulated, it's just not as posable as like, well, I'm okay. So Batman's not articulated at all. I don't know. There's some of this body's a little bit clunky, and he's got the removable mask, so I guess I could make him be Dick Grayson. It's just, I don't know. His body's a little bit weird. It's kind of hard to work with, and the gloves tend to fall off. So on the inside of these gloves, I stuck some tackum on his fist and kind of shoved the glove on so they wouldn't fall off. And same with the shoes. They have some tackum on the toe or the heel of this, or of his foot, to hold these shoes on. So this is, and then if you haven't seen before, just ignore that. The shine is awful, and so is the buckling, the rubber cement, not rubber cement, glue stick. Glue stick. This one I was using glue stick. Glue stick is not the best. My Froggy stuff. Sorry, Froggy, you had that wrong. No wrinkle rubber glue is better. Rubber cement, yeah, that's better. So this is my rendition of the Batcave. If you've seen it, I've got the Joker card, the Penny, and the T-Rex. My, and then just to kind of show you, I printed off a little, from Google Images, just a little insert to go inside this computer to have Catman, because if you want to check my Instagram, I go by The Real That Doll Guy on Instagram. You can see my adventures there. And I'm also on Facebook in many of the doll groups, posting my little adventures and writing little stories about their adventures. And so this is, I'm introducing Catman and my adventures. I do have a custom one-of-a-kind of him, which I will be probably featuring in an upcoming video. But that's all I have. I just want to kind of like take some time, show you guys the 3 custom one-of-a-kinds of my Robin. Feel free to leave comments below. If you have any questions about how I do my stuff, just ask away. I'll try to answer as best I can. And enjoy what's left of our weekend.